Howdy howdy everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to another Monday video. We just got done with our Eon video. We are all out of liquid fuel. I don't want to have to go all the way back downstairs to get some more. But today, let's go ahead and... I don't know how much space we're going to need yet. But just like opening the rings took us forever, now we finally get to open up this magic kit from Fantasma Magic. 150 plus tricks. We're going to take a look to see what it's all about. I have seen this magic kit multiple times from multiple different locations. This one is not a bad set from what I've seen. Is it evolution? No, but we've opened $1 magic kits and we got to see what was inside there. Now this is a $20 kit, so we went from $1 to $20. You can see the difference. This is a suitcase with a handle and everything. After we get done with this one, we'll move up the ladder and see what comes next and see how they compare. So I'm interested to see how different this is going to be from the $1 kit. We know it's going to be astronomically different because look at the size of this compared to the other stuff. So why don't we get this opened up and have some fun. How do we open this? Let's see here. We could open it like that, but I feel like the tabs open on the side. Need a tool. Skizzers. Careful with your skizzers. Apparently I don't know how to use skizzers. Okay, so I guess we didn't really read the box. Why don't we read the box a little bit? 150 plus tricks. Fantasma Magic, amazing magic that's easy to do. So the reason why I'm opening it from the side and not from the top is because this is sealed. You would think that you could just open it from the top like that. I would rather preserve the box if I can so I can put the stuff back. So that's my idea behind that. Instructional video download. Watch Houdini and other great legends perform. Okay, choking hazards. Bonus app trick. Astounding set. Twist your arm 360 degrees, arm twister, squeeze through, dye penetration, amazing magic that's easy to do. Looks like there's some cards, looks like there's some rings, looks like there's bubbles, cups and balls. So let's go ahead and see what's the first thing that comes out here. I wonder if it actually comes with like a nice little briefcase or something that we can put all this stuff in. That would be awesome. It does say it comes with a magic set, so we'll have to set up this set. And that is it. Oh, this might be the arm twister. Interesting. So this has to be put together. That's the arm twister, though. That's the first thing that we're going to look at here. I don't know how to put it together yet, but we'll have to figure that out. So it looks like it's just made out of cardboard. There's a little bit of foam on it just to protect you. Some pictures to show you kind of how things go. So yeah, that's kind of fun and interesting. We've already got our skizzers out, so let's go ahead and use them. Okay. So we'll get everything out and then we'll take a closer look at it. There are instructional videos online, so we'll have to do that either another time or we'll just have to figure out how to do that. Here's what I'm most interested about is the rings, right? Because I'd like to get rings, some good rings. Here's some cards. I wonder where they're from. Fantasma deck. Okay. Ooh, that's interesting. So we look at the quality of the props. We look at what we can do with the props, whether or not there's something that we would be able to use in our everyday. Is this supposed to be a wand? Or just a tube? I don't know. Okay, there is that. We got one more. Cups, and then we've got this. And then we have our book. Fantastic. Okay, so we've got all these props out here. Can we see them though? Probably not. Okay. Whoa! Quick reflexes. Let's put that over there. Okay. So we have our magic book here. Is it a book? Yes, it's a book. Okay. Okay. This is quite fascinating because you're gonna get like a huge list of things that you can do here. Let's see. So this is what it includes as we go through stuff. And there's even numbers by pictures here. So, or pictures by numbers? Yeah, something. There's items, and then it tells you what they are. So number 1 is the arm twister, which was the thing we already looked at. Number 2 is the linking rings, which are right here. Number 3 is the drawer box. Let's see, what's that one? Number 3. This one is the drawer box. Number 4 is the phantom deck. Number 5 is the card box. Number 6 is the appearing soap bubbles. Let's see, where's 6? Yep, that's this one. 7 is the cups and balls. 8 is the die penetration, which is this one. Let's see here. 10 is the squeeze through, which is this. That's not right. This is part of the die penetration, sorry. That's the other part of the die penetration. This is the squeeze through. This is the penetration frame. And then you got the instruction manual with the bonus effects. Just try to set up all the arm stuff. Okay, so now let's take a look. So we'll do the penetration thing here first. The die penetration. I'm guessing this opens. I'm guessing that you are supposed to do this. So you get the square. I'm not sure if this, yeah, I think this goes with it because I think this goes through the center. So there's that. And I'm guessing there's something fancy that happens here. So there's the die penetration. So looking at it, anytime that there's stuff with cardboard, the problem that I have with that is that you're probably not going to, it's not going to last as long as you would like. But as long as you take care of it, it should last you a little bit of time. And we'll put that down there. Okay, so then the penetration frame, if I'm not mistaken, let's see here. So this is a solid plastic. I'm just using the pencil here to see if there's any moving parts or anything like that. So, yeah, I'm not sure how it works yet, but we will learn all that stuff as we go. So it doesn't look like this, and I like this because we know it's a penetration frame, so that means you theoretically should be able to push through it. Now, what I like about it is that it's not readily possible. It's not like I'm just gonna be like, oh, I can just do this. There's a trick to it, which I like. It does feel pretty solid. This is probably something that you could probably use as a prop. The cardboard stuff, probably not. We will still use it and practice with it, but I'm just, you know how I do. I like to look at the things that make sense, basically. And if they're good quality, are they something that I personally could use? And I already know that the cardboard stuff is probably not going to be something that I would use. Linking rings are classic. So let's take a look at the linking rings. As far as metal goes, they're pretty decent. It doesn't look like they're welded or anything. So it looks like 2 of the rings are already linked. And we all know how linking rings work. The point of linking rings, just like a lot of things, is that you do it in such a way where they don't know type of situation. So as far as the quality of these, as far as how much practice, I didn't realize that 2 of them would already be linked. So I guess that's my first thoughts on that. I don't know anything about linking rings, so I will definitely learn what we have to offer out of this book. Maybe we've got some stuff in the other books. Who knows? Who knows? But I didn't see anything. But linking rings is another trick in itself. Plus, what's nice is that you can actually add the linking rings to your rope magic. So that's going to be fun too. So linking rings, definitely something I should learn. A deck of cards, let's open that in a second here. We've got our magic box here. I've had this before when I was a kid. There's a trick to it. So these are fun. They are fun and interesting. I'm just trying to remember how to do it. So the premise to this is that there's 2 drawers. So based on the quality of it, again, what we're looking for is looking at these basic props. Can we figure out how they work? Are they easy to manipulate? Are they easy to move around? Or is it something that if somebody were to look at it, would they be able to figure out how to do it? Because most of us already know how these work. And if we don't, I will be showing us. I will be going through it. So I believe, yes, okay. So definitely don't want to do that. But if I do this, yeah, okay. Perfect. So we figured that out. Very easy mechanism, and it's purple. Love that. What I like about this idea here is like this. So if let's say I'm gonna go ahead and open it up, and you see that, right? Okay. So clearly nothing is in there. Let's go ahead and put the cards in. You can see that the cards are in there. Close it up, and now watch. The cards are gone. Just like magic, and then bam, they're back. So I actually like the premise of this. Even though it's fairly simple, I think that there's a lot that you could do with it. So I think that would be interesting from the point of what else can you put in there and take out. I like that. We're probably going to do those last, just because we do a lot of stuff with cards. Whoa. Oh, what is happening here? So this is your magic bubble. Piece of plastic. This is your bubble container. And the bubble is gone. So there is a hole in the bottom. There's this little thing here. Now, my thoughts are is you could probably actually fill that up with a little bit of bubble mix, because that is an actual bubble wand. Now, the question is, it shows the bubble. Like, are you supposed to load the bubble? So, like, if the bubble is down here, can you, like... Yeah. So, like, my thoughts are, like, are you supposed to do one of these where you're, like... Maybe you have like some bubble mix in there and you're like, but so like, you know how normal bubbles work, you go ahead and blow some bubbles just like that, but I actually figured out a way to make bubbles appear right out of the container just like this. That's the only thing that I can really think of. I'm sure there's other tricks that you can do with it. It says amazing magic bubbles. This does look, like I said, like a real wand. You could probably put real bubble mix in there, and then you just load the bubble. Is that what I'm thinking? Here's my problem with this particular prop. I think it would be great for kids, but I don't see any way to hide the... oh, wait a second. Oh, that just looked weird. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So that's my only thoughts on that. But like I said, my problem with it is that it's angle sensitive because there is no bottom, and that means that you can use your palm to kind of protect it as you're showing it off like this. Like, oh, I can make real bubbles like this. Oh, go get them! Look at those beautiful bubbles there. Or I can actually just raise a bubble right out of there. It just seems too gimmicky is part of my issue. So maybe when I have a chance to read through the bubble magic, maybe there'll be some more fun stuff than that. But there's a hole in the bottom. Like, so I don't see myself using that. We've got a nice little card box. I think. Let me actually read that to see. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe it's just a wand, but it's a weird looking wand. It's not listed in here unless it goes with something else. But let me see. Number 5 is the box. Wow. Just looking at the setup for the Phantom deck, I mean, you're looking at... I mean, I don't know how many tricks are actually here, but there's a lot of card tricks. And we all know that card magic can go all day. So the fact that there's that, and then you've also got the cups and balls. It's fun because you can actually use the bubble as one of the balls. So that it's interesting that they're actually, which makes sense. I do apologize. It is Monday. I am still tired, but you can actually mix the props up, so that's kind of fun. They do okay, and it even goes in more. The riffle shuffle. Let's see here. Magic with everyday stuff. Linking paper clips. So there's even more stuff in there. But I guess I'm not seeing. I mean, they're teaching some stuff in here too. So it's not like you're just getting Like I saw the French drop. I'm seeing the double lift mentioned. Card to pocket, card to wallet. So lots of fun stuff in here. But I think this is just a regular old deck box, which is fun. Okay, so we got this here now. So there's a rope. So what was this called again? The squeeze through. Okay, so my thoughts are, is if you start like this, what happens if you pull this up like this? So as you're pulling it, it disappears. And then now you're just like, oh. It's now, maybe there's more to it, so let's see. Oh, 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 what, huh, what? That's actually kind of cool. Okay, so here's the setup. This is trippy. I think it's like I just figured out how to do it just by looking at it, but I think this is actually kind of cool because you're like, behold, you have the washer tied to the string on the platform. We will put the screen down in front and we shall pull it through. You shall see the washer slip inside. Now, as we pull up, you're going to hear as it comes through the platform. You hear that? Now we shall open it back up and you shall see that the washer is now mysteriously through the platform. Oh! So, quite fascinating. Basically, how it works, just to give you the exposed view. Why? Because why not? So you see that this is here like so. You're going to pull up like so, and then you'll see that the bottom actually pulls up. And there's actually another one up here. So when you push down, that goes back down through, and it goes up through there. And it blocks this bottom off. It uses the black. It uses the principle, the blackout principle. So as you can see that this is here, and then as you pull up, this platform comes up, and that platform goes up there through there like that. So, and what's interesting is that this actually comes out. So it's not like, so even though it looks like a simple prop, it's actually quite like you can prove it. Like this platform does come out, and it is attached to it. And then when I pull this platform up, we broke it. You can prove that this platform does come out as well. So you're like, it still comes out. Now I gotta figure out how to get it back in there. There we go. You just push back down. So it's interesting. Interesting. I like it. Now the question is, would I use this prop? The question is, can we make it work? Like, you could put something else on there. You'd have to be able to take this string out. So you'd have to do more of a setup where you put another object in there, but you could theoretically do it. The question is, could you make an object disappear? So something like this, where you're like, we shall place my ring inside along with the washer. We shall cover that up. You shall see it until the last second. Poof. And let's see where my ring has gone. So my ring has passed through as well. Interesting. So kind of like an elevator trick is really that. I mean, that right there just sums up the excuse me, the method here. Now I just gotta get it to go back down. There you go. So considering that, there are more applications you can do. You could untie the rope, and you could tie something else to it. So that's cool. But the question is the setup worth it? Is it worth it to get this out and tie it up and do all that and then do that? When would you do that? That wouldn't really even make sense. So clearly, if somebody were to look at this and were to examine it, they would be able to see that theoretically this is supposed to be like that. So they're like, so they wouldn't really have any reason unless they pulled up, then they would see that happens. So like, just like with the bubbles, there's a lot that could go wrong with this, and it requires a little bit of setup, and there's movement, and so the trick itself is one that requires a lot of setup. So unless you're gonna do like, I'd probably only do this just to show you just to perform it in this setup. As a social media trick, that could be interesting. What I would like to try to figure out is how to show them one object and then have a second object appear. I don't know if that's possible. But, like I said, I guess this is a wand. We've got our cups and balls. Now this almost looks like, on Conjure.com, and they are purple, so I like that. On Conjure.com, Doug had, I think he might still have it for now, but he said he is planning on getting rid of it. He had a set of these plastic cups like that, different colors, I think, but so yeah, you get your cups and balls here. Do I think they're any good? Sure. I mean, these are solid plastic. I mean, there's a lot to be said by that. These are just little cotton balls, so I feel like they kind of stick together a little bit. I don't know if that would be good or bad. Kind of interesting. But here's a little tidbit to give you, just a little FYI for you. This is what Doug does. So you can actually stuff a ball in there, and then you can make it appear, but you have to pull it out. You're like, so how do I do that? I actually keep an extra ball in there. Now what he would do is he had a red cup, and that's what he would keep the ball in there, because if you show somebody like this, they're going to be able to see that that's in there. Now, if you do it quickly enough, you might actually be able to get away with it, like it's a red bottom, but that's why he put it in the red cup, because it kind of, if you flashed it, nobody would really see it. But if you're just like, if you're just loading stuff, something like this, where you're like, okay, we're going to put this in my hand, and then we're going to push this through my hand. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and put a ball, just like that. We're going to put the ball in the cup. I still got to practice my stuff here. And then you're like, okay, how many balls are in the cup? 2 balls are in the cup. Great. But how'd they fit in there with this ball? You know, something like that. So, just a little bit of a snippet of what I've been kind of like thinking about. Because cups and balls is one of those things that I feel like you need to really think about it. And, or not think about it. I don't know. It's just a trick that requires, like, it's all you, I think, when you're in it. Okay, so cups and balls is definitely something that I would use, especially going with the, I have the metal ones and then doing the plastic ones, so I like that. But let's take a look at the deck. We do a lot of deck reviews on here, having a nice little deck box. Let's take a look to see. I'm in a little curious situation here. Are they standard? They are not standard. They are actually quite small. So, that being considered, you probably, I don't know if you would be able to fit. Nope. So, you couldn't actually do these tricks with your own deck of cards. You'd have to use their cards. Okay. For these props anyway. There are, of course, a lot of tricks in this book that you would be able to do no problem with regular cards. Okay. Guess we'll just leave that on there for now. So the back design, it's kind of cool. Now, if you didn't want to use these props, but you did want to include your own deck, like if you were going to do cups and balls, linking rings, penetration, if you were going to do any of if you were going to use any of these, then you would need this card, these cards. But otherwise, you wouldn't need them. Fantasmamagic.com, Fantasmamagic.com. Fantasma Toys, Phantom Deck, designed in the United States. Fantasma Deluxe Playing Cards Phantom Deck. So they are small cards. You can kind of see that. The box is low quality, to kind of be expected. My thing is this, okay? This is why I have a problem. This kit costs $20, right? $20. You are making this kit to sell nationwide, all over. Like they're from Target. So even if you're making 100,000 of these kits, you're mass producing all of this stuff. Why would you not pay an extra 20 cents? I'm guessing. If you're loading these cards in, why would you not use better quality cards? Because I can already feel. Gross. But a fun fact to you, it's not a real deck of cards. So the quality is very low. Okay. This is actually quite interesting. I was not expecting this. I stand to be corrected, because this is actually kind of cool. The deck itself, I would rather it be higher quality. You get a double blank card, get a joker, But there's actually a little bit of a setup because it's a Svengali deck. Allow me to demonstrate. Little bit of a setup here. So this is, oh, look at that. You even get some gimmick cards in here. This is interesting. I would have, like I said though, I still think, and if you're listening out there, Fantasma, why not print this deck at a higher quality level? Because I wouldn't mind having a mini deck. I don't think it's a problem to have smaller cards, but why not print them at a playing card quality level so that we could actually use them? Okay, see all the different cards in there? See all the different cards? I see all the different cards. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to pick a card. Just don't pick this card because that one's too easy. Okay, you got a card? Fantastic. Okay, which card did you choose? So the name of the game is 5 of Hearts, Svengali. Now, I don't really have access because I don't know when I'm on video. I can try it. Let's try it. Hey, Bixby. Nope. So Bixby is the Amazon equivalent of Siri. Amazon? Did I say Amazon? Man, Samsung. I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyway, and so there is a trick that you can do to have them pick a card. But yeah, so that is how you, like, that's one way to set up the deck for the Svengali. But what's interesting as well, because what you would be able to do is you could actually mask that with your Joker, and you say go ahead and pick a card. Now the Joker is just, now it's just there. So you get the one Joker. You also get the blank card, which I'm guessing you could do something with. I would love to be able to use this, but the quality is not great. It's not up to the standard that we're used to for the other stuff that we look at. So why don't we go ahead and take this deck. Actually, I got an idea. I have an idea. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to have an open box right here. We're going to have you pick a card, any card. Okay, did you get a good card there? Now we're going to put the deck in the box. Okay, then we're going to close up the box. Now we're going to give it a little bit of a shake. Just a little bit of a shake. Okay, now what was the card that you chose? The 5 of Hearts? That's amazing, because look at this. Is that your card? The 5 of Hearts? What? How do you do that? Just like that. So be extra careful when you're doing this trick. If you're doing this trick, keep in mind that there is a little gap to the rest of the cards. So I just had a spill. But it still works out pretty good. You got your 5 of Hearts right there. Boom, 5 of Hearts. So that is a trick that you could potentially do. Fascinating. So that's pretty cool. So that is a Svengali deck. Let's take a closer look here to see if what the other gap was here. Not even sure how you would do this. Everything in. Let's see here. Looks good. So you've got a 2.5, which that would be 5. So you could do like a split trick. Yep, so you do have another gaff. Here's what the Ace of Spades looks like. So it's actually quite fun. And there are some other stuff that you can do with decks like this. I just haven't really started to explore them yet. But I think that's kind of cool. But quality-wise, cards are not great. Not great at all. I would really have liked to see the same quality. Looks like there's a face-down card here, which is the Ace of Diamonds. So I'm curious because it looks like there's a reveal on here for the Ace of Diamonds, but I don't see the Ace of Diamonds anywhere. So I wonder if there's a trick for that. Look in the box. Interesting. So there is some fun stuff with the deck. Let's see, does it have the 2? It doesn't have a 2.5 on here. Oh, the ace is over there, so that's just a face down card. Is that the Joker? So that's not the Ace of Diamonds. Maybe it's just a fun little thing. Maybe it's this card. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which I don't even think all the cards are in here, are they? You got Jack, King, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, Queen, Jack, 8, 6, 4, 2, King, 7, 3, 5. Oh, we already got the 5. 2 and a half. The ace, 10, 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, and ace. Fascinating. So I know we've spent a lot of times on the cards here, but there's a lot more packed into the cards than was originally suspected. As far as what you could do with this deck that you can't do with other decks is, 1, it's a Svengali deck. 2, it's got that 2.5 in there, so that is fascinating. So let's take a look to see what the book says about the cards. Okay, 61, the Fantasma Phantom deck, the big secret. So let's go ahead and look at that. The Fantasma Phantom deck. This incredible deck of playing cards is easy to use and will enable you to do not just 1 or 2 magic tricks, but hundreds. It is only limited by your own imagination. Keep that in mind. Setting up your Phantom deck. Don't think you can look like a real magician? Don't worry. The Fantasma Phantom deck will do all the work for you. Look at your deck carefully, and you'll find it consists of 24 ordinary cards and 24 cards that are identical. You'll also find some extra cards for a very special routine. For now, lay these extra cards to one side and we'll get to them in a moment. To prepare your deck for miracles, alternate the ordinary cards with the cards that are all the same. Start with an ordinary card, then put a 5 of hearts on top of it, followed by an ordinary card, and so on throughout the cards. You'll notice that the cards tend to stick together in pairs. Don't worry, this is due to an application of a special fluid. So it's actually, oh man, that's the extra 7s. I think they meant 5s. Are they not even consistent with the? Where did I put the? Oh, I put it back in the box. So they have the special fluid on them. So if you get good enough, you can actually spread through the cards. And because they are a cheap deck, if you show 1 5 of hearts, you're fine. But if you show multiple 5 of hearts, then it's going to get a little weird. But you can go through them because so it's actually kind of fun that they did this, because that is like the same treatment that the invisible deck gets. That's a roughing fluid. So now you've actually got this Svengali deck principle with the invisible deck idea. So because they're not like, could you even do the invisible deck? I wonder. I mean, theoretically, you could do the invisible deck if you just have 1 card face down. But so they do have that same fluid on them, which is, these cards don't spread very easily anyway. So as long as you don't show them extra 5 of hearts, you should be fine. But overall, that's another extra bonus to the deck that I feel like isn't necessary. That's my, I mean, here's my thoughts. Let's be for real, because that's what we're doing here, right? I'm gonna have to look this one up before we're done, because I want to know how that one's done. Out of everything that we've got going on here, this is your bread and butter, because they put so much work into it, but they didn't give you the quality that you would need, because the secrets and the tips that they're putting into this deck for you is too much. So let me find on the box here. Usually there's an age thing. 6+. This is for 6+. Do I think that kids that are 6+ could learn how to do this stuff? Sure, that's fine. But the amount of material that's in this deck for the quality that you get is not worth it. Just pay the extra money to include a deck of cards that's going to last. It's essentially hot garbage. Why am I being so brutally honest about it? Because apparently I'm a card guy. That's what I do, is I do a lot of cards. But we have looked at cards that are fantastic. We have looked at cards that are not fantastic. Even if you went with a mid-tier, like, even if you went with Cardamundi, which is probably pretty close to that, but like, I would say just go with the bicycle. Go with the crushed cardstock. What are you gonna lose by spending an extra, 20 cents? Because the more cards that you get, and if you're buying 100,000 cards, I guarantee you're going to have enough money. If you're like, why would you not do that? I don't care that the deck is small. I like it. It fits. It works. Everything is good. I like the fact that you put all these secrets into it. It's practically a Svengali deck mixed with a invisible deck. I love it. I think that's a great idea for this type of setup. Just include everything right in your gimmick deck. Now, here's 2 things that I would do for you. 2 things to make this even better. Include a second deck of a regular deck. Boom. You've just now exponentially increased the amount of tricks that you could do with it, because you've included 2 decks. Okay? You can either choose to use the gimmick deck, or you can choose to use the regular deck, or you can use them both in unison. Now, you're probably asking, if I think this is too much, why would I then include another technique that is pretty high, doing switch outs and stuff? Because you're already doing it. You've already included enough material in this set where you're kind of sprinkling that. I'm not even saying it's high level stuff. I'm saying that it's cognitive thinking, it's creative thinking. You're including all of this stuff in there. It's almost too much for a beginner, and you have to learn things at a different rate. So why not start them out with a regular deck of cards and then slowly integrate them into this? Layer your tricks by tiers so that they understand what they're getting into. That's one of my biggest pet peeves with YouTube for people who do tutorials, is they want to regurgitate stuff that they've already learned and they just put it right out there, but they don't tell you what it is. They don't tell you what the difficulty level is. They don't tell you where it's from, where you can go to look at it. They want views. And that's fine if they're going to do that. I don't care. Okay? It doesn't matter to me that they're doing that for that purpose. What matters to me is that you're not teaching anybody anything. You're just showing them how to manipulate stuff. But they're not learning anything from you. And that's my biggest problem. So if you're going to do it, have a high quality card. Just pay the extra money. I'll pay more. I'll pay $25 instead of $20. Literally, bicycle cards are only $4, $3 in some places. So why not include bicycle stock? Why not take your brand to the next level, include better cards, include a gimmick deck and a regular deck, have them be smaller because you can fit them in your little gimmick props. It's great. So that's my 2 cents on this kit. I love the fact that you've included so much stuff, but this book should definitely have somewhere in here, and it should be bold too. It should be bold. As you're coming down through this list, you got the big bold here. You should have a star that says, okay, here's the beginner level stuff, here's the mid-tier stuff, here's the expert stuff. All of this, everything should be broken down by that level. Because if this book is supposed to teach people how to use this magic kit when they buy it, then make sure that they understand the difficulty level that goes into preparing that trick. And I've even talked about this on with other stuff on the channel. Give them a breakdown of other techniques, because, for instance, we all know how this works, right? We all know that if I go to do something like Twisted Rain, there is no less than probably 5 other techniques that I need to learn before I even start to learn Twisted Rain. So give them the beginner level stuff. Say, hey, this is what you want to start with. And then when you get to the mid-level and the high-level stuff, you say, hey, guess what? You've already learned the fundamentals. Now we're going to add those stuff together to give you an even better routine than what you had before. We're going to teach you this stuff. That's what this kind of stuff, it's not going to take you any more time to just include a little bit more information, a little bit higher quality stuff. Everything else is fine for what it is, but the cards, I feel like, why go cheap on the cards if that's what you're going all in with? Because if you look at this book and you look at what they're offering, you've got Cups and Balls, which has a row and a partial row here, and then you've got your Phantom deck, which is the rest of this plus the Riffle Shuffle, and then you've got a little tier of Magic with other stuff and Magic with other stuff here. Like this is literally the Arm Twister, the Anglo's Advice, Die Penetration, the Incredible Ring. That's it. I mean, and then you've got some bonus stuff here. The Princess card trick. It's another card trick. You're literally going all in on the Cups and Balls and the card trick in the cards. So why not have better quality cards? Like I don't get it. It's only going to cost you. We're talking cents on the dollar, people. When you go to print cards, even if you use like Make playing cards, stuff like that, they've still got good cards. I'm still waiting on mine. But they make decent enough cards to start with. Probably better quality than what you got here. Unless this is from Make playing cards, then just go with a better card stock that's going to work, and it's not going to cost you all that much more because you're already ordering. I'm guessing you've got a quota of hundreds of thousands. I mean, every store I go to has got like 3 or 4 of these on the shelf, and if you've got You know, that's a lot of kits that you're sending out with cards that are not that basically are worth nothing in that deck, because there's a lot of great, I don't want to say quality, there's a lot of great content that you're offering, but you're not offering the quality to back up what you want them to do with it. So I'll just say that. I will just say that. That's my rant on this kit, because you're not going far enough. You're just not going far enough. Let's see here. What I'm looking for is this thing, because I want to know how to do that before we're done here. The penetration frame. So is that the okay, so the wibbly wobbly. Lots and lots of stuff here. But what I'm really curious about is the special card box. Examine the box carefully, and you'll notice that inside the box there's a special. Oh. Oh. This is even better than I thought. Here's why. Let's find that, and then let's find the other one. We'll do something else with this too. Oh, okay. So they're even teaching. Wow. I mean, I'm just baffled by the fact that the tricks that they're including in here, if you learn them, you're gonna have a large variety of things to pull from, which is great. But then why wouldn't you have better quality cards? Like, that's just okay. Okay. Let's see here. They're even teaching you a couple of other, like, wowzers. I mean, there's rubber band stuff in here. There's... Okay, that's in here. There's... They've even got a couple of things with organic props in here. Okay. Okay, so the penetration screen, it doesn't show it in here. So let's see if there's something that I'm missing. My original thoughts with this is that the screen in the center has to move somehow. How long is this video going now? Way too long, probably? Yeah, that's probably right. So let's just give you another... I'm going to keep working on this. We'll figure that out for you. Maybe I'll do another quick little video later on. Maybe on Friday we'll talk more about this stuff. But I'm gonna tell you something about this book in particular, about the whole setup that you've got going on here. We did talk about some pretty nasty stuff. Okay, and I say nasty in terms of like the quality of these cards. Just, why are you spending? Why would you send out so many decks of cards that are this quality when for just a slightly like an extra $1 or $2, you could include some really, really nice decks, and you could even include 2 of them, and you could exponentially increase the amount of tricks that people can do. There is a lot of great material in this book. This alone, right here, this little book alone, just with what it teaches you in this book, it's $20. Okay, I know that might be a little bit more than what you're expecting. Okay, if not, if this isn't worth $20, let me show you. Okay, because we've talked about it before. This is $12. Okay, $11 plus whatever you're using to shipping. Okay, look how much smaller this book is. Look how much less stuff you're getting here. Okay, but there are so many things in this book that you're getting. Discounting the which I didn't. Where was the bubble magic? I didn't even see the bubble magic. Okay, bizarre bubble, bubbles away, the linking rings. I'm still trying to find the penetration screen. But anyway, point being is that the amount of stuff that is being taught in this book is phenomenal. Phenomenal. And that's why I hesitate to say that this is worth $20 when this is worth only $11. But what I mean by that is the amount of content you're getting in this book. If you pay $20 for this kit, $25 for this kit, this book alone is worth it. I'm not saying it's worth $20. I'm saying that the content you're getting in this book, added into the fact that you're getting cups and balls, and they're teaching you cups and balls to a certain extent, and they're teaching you these fantastic card tricks, Fantasma card tricks. You got the linking rings, which is great to get started with here. Just some really, really nice stuff. So let's leave you with this little thing here. So we put a card in the box. I'm going to put the card in the box. We're going to close that box up. We're going to shake it up. You can hear it in there. But yeah, when I open it up, it's gone. This right here is a low quality version to something that, and now it's back. This is a low quality version to something that Jason Marr is using right now, which is absolutely fantastic. So, even though it's not as good of quality as some of the other stuff that's on the market now, I really love the thing that he has. But this, oh man, I mean, just knowing that this is what it is, that would be an everyday thing. However, as we've already pointed out, it doesn't fit. Yep. So it just doesn't fit. Card gets stuck. But that is a cool little color change if you're interested. We put the red card in the box. Give it a little bit of a shake. Just a little bit of a shake. And now it's yellow. Yeah, so that doesn't work. And that's a shame. That is a shame. So what that basically means is this. And this will be the last thing I promise. That means that your props only fit the deck that you provide. So make it a better deck of cards. The size is fine. It's even the reason why it's even better than expected is because a lot more people are going to be able to manipulate the deck. Okay, because it's smaller, you can actually do some of that stuff that I was talking about even better because it's smaller. So that is fine. Okay, but make the deck better quality. That's all I'm asking. That's all I am asking. So in the meantime, we put our deck in the box, and then we open that up, and it's gone. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got some quality content here. I hope you enjoyed what we showed. If there's anything that you want to see more of, because we didn't even show you the other stuff, the die penetration and the arm twister, we will be showing you this stuff on Friday. We're going to practice with this stuff. We're going to get better with this stuff. And then we'll be able to show you how to use some of this stuff a little bit more and to see whether or not we're going to get some quality out of this or not. So remember, stay positive, stay active, and stay awesome. And we will see you in the next one, when hopefully we'll know how to use this. Fantastic.